Welcome back to the Roundtable. There will be soccer. The CBA is apparently complete according to hundreds and thousands of tweets and breaking news from every reporter and player. I think Nick Raimondo, Clint Irwin, all kinds of people are tweeting stuff. So we'll have games starting Friday. Currently, DC's playing. For those of you who were upset that we were doing this during the DC game, we're sorry. Things aren't looking good for you. You might as well just watch this show. Ben Olsen's been sent off, right? So they need they're up 1-0, so they need 2 goals, right? 3-0 would put them through. So we'll keep you updated as the news breaks. If they score some last gasp winner. Congrats to Montreal on that. That was pretty crazy. Last night, if you didn't see it, the third round pick, Cameron Porter, comes in, scores with, I think, seconds left.
So much to love about that goal too. I mean, gee, many Christmas. How he pulls it down with the chest, turns it, and then on the little bump, was able to poke it. I mean, as a keeper, I'm sitting there reading the play, and I'm like, he has to come out there. There's no way he can just sit back and hope. But then he comes out and he goes on the volley there on the little hop.
He didn't go down either.
No, I know. That's the thing is, I was thinking the same thing as him.
He kind of got clipped.
He's got to stay big there because the guy's going to chip. He's a normal veteran would have chipped there. I feel. Maybe that's my opinion, but
he just got his toe on it and
the height of the ball was just perfect. But he toe pokes it right through the legs. Oh, I felt for the keeper for like a split second, but then I had goosebumps. So.
All right, so there's our Champions League update. So now we're going to preview the Western Conference. Monday we did the Eastern Conference. There was technical difficulties. I was looking like a slideshow, apparently, to Tyler. So we're going to break down all the Western Conference teams, give you some opinions on them, pick how they'll do, see if they'll make the playoffs or not, etc. So we're just going to have a blind draw to determine the teams. No, we'll just go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with Chivas USA. Oh, no. Chivas, I finished to pick last.
That is a rich burn, my friend. Well done.
Next.
Chivas will still do better than Colorado.
Hey. That's a cheap shot.
Speaking of, the next team in alphabetical order. Look, Tyler left. If you're watching YouTube, he got up. Oh, he came back.
I just wanted you to understand my disdain for that moment just now.
He was so angry, he got up and almost left the show.
Is it the Colorado Rapids time?
Yes, that's a nice glass. Colorado Rapids.
They're first in something.
First in something.
Burgundy wine too, so this is good.
You guys are first. First place at something. You're top of the table right now if you look at the standings.
I saw. You know what's weird is our former beat reporter that got fired by Hinchy, he actually tweeted that out like 6 months ago or something. Hey, we're top of the table, guys. I'm like, that was so lame. You're reaching, and it sucks.
You guys have won an MLS Cup, though. It's not like you're...
Yeah, we won in 2010. It's not even that long ago, really. I can still remember it.
The great Matt Conji.
Oh, man.
Those were the days.
There's only 2 other teams that have won it, so third in line.
Yeah, see? Nothing. We're amazing or something.
Screw those other teams. We got it.
Okay,
all right.
Well, unfortunately,
so
we don't have prospects this season, right?
Yeah.
So Colorado. First question, does Pablo make it through the season?
Yes, because our ownership group is inept and don't actually care. So, yeah, I think
Oh, Corey in the house.
Hello, Corey. How are you?
Better late than never.
Well, we're talking America's team, Colorado Rapids, right now.
I think we're Southampton's team.
Southampton's team. If you follow Tyler on Twitter, he's been recruiting people left and right to follow the Rapids.
Man, it's about time we start pulling those English people to us, not the other way around. So, that's all I'm saying.
I think it was the Zat Knight signing that got the English folks on your side.
Well, that's all it did, so that's good.
So Pablo's making it through the year. You're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. I don't see any way that he's fired. I think they're subscribing to the Louis Van Gaal 3-year plan thing. It's pathetic and awkward, and it will get weird, I'm sure, throughout the season.
Colorado Rapids 2015. It will get weird.
It will.
There's their marketing slogan.
I can see the trailer videos now.
Well, I already have shirts. They're being printed right now, so.
It will get weird. C38's gonna wear those.
To be fair, we did get a new DP in Juan Ramirez, which is good. He may not even play, but we have a new DP. So that's pretty much par for the course for us because Gabby Torres didn't play half the season last season anyway because he went to fat camp. So that was.
Did he
yeah,
graduate?
we get a new DP. We signed some. We signed some people on the back line, and I guess we'll be a little bit better maybe.
You lost Chris Clute for a bag of balls, which kind of.
Yeah, sack of rocks. Not even a bag of balls. Bag of balls could be useful.
So who slides in there then? I guess.
Into right or left back because we're not really sure where he was. Right. I mean, he was left back, and then all of a sudden he's right back, and that destroyed his career. So, that's what you do with a guy that you destroy is you just ship him out, right? So.
For a sack of rocks.
What about Harrington? Doesn't he figure into this? Like on the outside back?
I forgot you got Mikey Moe.
Yeah.
And the beautiful Mark Birch.
And we do have Birch, who just re-signed, which is something.
He is a brown-eyed, handsome man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. We do have Harrington, that's true. We have Birch. And we have Burling, who we just signed as well. Not too long ago.
And Drew Moore. That's not exactly a young and quick back line there.
No. Now, and at right back, they're talking about Marlon Hairston, who Pablo has deemed potentially the greatest right back in the world. Potentially.
In the world. Wow.
In the world. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that on ColoradoRapids.com. But,
I did not.
He's been quoted as saying he will be potentially, could be, maybe one of the best in the world at right back. Which
It's
I
him
don't
and Danny Alves to me. Zabaleta, Hairston.
Yeah, except for
the top three.
Hairston, how he differs from those guys is that he's actually made of paper. So, physical player and all this, and he does stand his ground pretty well. He's like Jose Mari playing right back. I don't know if you watched Jose Mari last season, but he is.
The great Jose Mati.
Yeah, man, he's a tiny little guy. Well, no, seriously, when he turned sideways, it was like, wow, that shirt is really awkward when it's on a flat mannequin.
Did he wear a youth size?
I don't know, because it was just he's thin. He's still tall, so he had really baggy sleeves. It was weird. But I do.
He's out there blowing away. Oh!
Yeah, it was weird. That's actually how he scored his goals. It wasn't like any kind of cool movement with his hips. It was the wind started to take him, and he just stuck out his leg out of safety, and it kicked the ball in. It was awesome.
Someone grab Jose. He's blowing away.
Yeah, so I think we'll do pretty okay. I don't think we'll make the playoffs. I know prediction time is later, but
It can start now.
yeah,
You're gonna go no. 6 teams make it now out of 10, which
I would be obviously happy if we made the playoffs. I don't see it happening. There's just too much turnover, too many crazy things are going on for us. So,
Well, it must have been a real blow to lose Joe Nasco. I mean, that beautiful beard.
the great Joe Nasco.
You're Real people, and you're bringing up Nasco, man. You're killing me.
He is the fastest
I actually
red
love
car.
Nasco. You can ask Seattle how he did against them, but I like him as a person.
He was all right.
Yeah, he played well. He's a good third string goalkeeper.
You know what? He was the best former cop that this league has ever had.
I don't think that's debatable.
No,
Probably the only former cop that the league's ever had.
He was actually a current cop.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Current. He's actually still now a cop, and he just got sold. But anyway, whatever.
I'm wearing this Rapid scarf now, just
Hey, thanks. I appreciate
out
it.
of love.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly have zero faith in Pablo, and I think Although I do not like changing managers every 15 minutes like most clubs seem to like to do, he is not one that I have ever been really behind. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. He's gone on the record and said that last season he didn't have time to get the mental side of the game right. Well, when did we fall apart? It was after he got his mental side right. That's when we started to completely get demolished. So maybe that was a good thing that he didn't get the mental aspect going. I don't know. I find it deplorable that he's our manager, to be honest, coach.
All right, we've spent enough time on the 10th place team in the West.
Shout out to 10, to La Decima.
Does anyone have Colorado making the playoffs? We'll go with that.
If I don't, I'd be surprised.
And
No.
that's a no.
No.
They
No.
were probably the only easy one that I would say would be making it. The rest of them at least have a shot.
Even with
Landon
San Jose?
Donovan would make the playoffs before Colorado.
San Jose?
San Jose has Wando. You guys have.
Has Wando. We're now putting
And-
our
and-
hopes
and-
and dreams in Wando? That worked out really well this summer, actually, so that's good.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Thibaut Courtois scared him.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know.
You just can't go one-on-one with Thibaut Courtois. All right, so that's
Blue green. Oh, snap.
with the shank it off your shin guard goal.
Yeah, well, it hit his foot, but he didn't hit it. Whatever.
All right, so Colorado, no one has any faith in them. Their manager's probably going to get fired. So all in all, good year. So
Now watch, they'll make the playoffs and end up like 4th or something ridiculous, and I'll look like a dick. That's
you
awesome.
already kind of do, but
That's fair.
all right. So next in the order should be Dallas, right? If I'm missing people, just let me know. I don't want to miss your team on purpose.
Oh, I think we skipped over Chivas.
Yeah, I
No.
brought them up first, and
Oh,
them-
late to the party, but I'm sure.
I had
If you
them
would have gotten
finishing.
here on time, you would have known that we.
We have them ahead of Colorado, actually, but barely.
roasted.
There it is.
Oh.
Dallas, and I think I said this last year. As much as it pains me to even say kind words about the city of Dallas and Frisco,
It
and
says kind words about you.
any teams that come from there and their everything about them, I'm gonna say it again this year. I think they're actually really good, and it hurts me.
Like Pareja has so much, he walks on water in Frisco basically for the right reasons, and but they're a known quantity this year without really bolstering enough of the team. I'm very worried it's going to be not a little bit like Portland's situation, but not quite. Porter's second year in, he has his sophomore slump. They don't play nearly to their standard or anything after they made a ton of signings. And Dallas, I'm afraid, will do something similar in that we're a known quantity. We didn't sign enough, especially in the attack for the right flank, and that everybody will have caught on to us by this point. So they'll know how to play us. And last year, everybody expected possession soccer from Pareja, and he had at one point very early in the season he just said, "Screw it, we're just going to counterattack," and they were very good at it. So I don't know. I just don't know what to expect at all at this point. I think that the big question is on the back line more than it is in the attack, to be very honest though. Because even healthy deputized center back Zach Lloyd did a very good job, but he's not healthy right now, and so Zimmerman, who's injured all the time, is going to be filling in. Javon Watson, your old boy Javon Watson, Dustin.
Oh, Javon.
He's going through family issues right now. An offer's been made to re-sign him, but we don't know when he's going to re-sign. So if it's going to happen, he may not even come back, which would be sad. We obviously hope good things for him.
But you guys got in one of MLS's many just draw names out of a hat drafts. You guys got Dan Kennedy.
And to be very honest, after losing Fernandez, even if we hadn't picked up Kennedy, I would have been okay with Seitz as the kind of the de facto starter, and then Jesse Gonzalez as the second string. He's U20 Mexican national team. He's good, and he will be good. But I don't want to happen to him what happened to Richard Sanchez, in that he never gets played. He's very good. He's young. He never gets played, and then he ends up getting sold by the club. So that was kind of the story of the Hinman years. All those lovely Hinman years.
As an aside, and to piss Mark off, so is Corey's shirt black and blue or white and gold? So I'm not sure. The line.
I guess talking about this.
It's why I wore this.
Dress.
No, look. Come on.
No,
you guys are assholes. Whatever. Let's move on.
Well, anyway, so I think if you guys have some midfielders and forwards you want to like send to the rest of the league, it seems like there's a little bit of an overabundance there. Blas and Teixeira, Diaz, Castillo, Tesho. I mean,
Tesho, and at least in preseason, didn't get quite that many runouts and everything. I wonder if there's anything going on. There may be nothing whatsoever because Blas is like healthy, but Blas is getting old, so that's a big problem. And then Teixeira, you can have him if you want him. It's fine. Take
another great MLS DP signing.
Oh my God, he's another Juan Luis Anangano.
Luis Angel Landin.
Yeah.
I wonder if Hollingshead is the reason that he's kind of put Akindele in the background for now. Maybe he just can't come out with a vengeance or something. I don't know.
I would love to see, actually, if they had nothing, or I guess no solution to get Tesho more minutes, like legitimately, I would love to see him like go like as like a right back, because he's so pacey and strong and tall. Like he is a complete package for that. The question is actually, can he defend? I mean, he tracks back quite a bit, but makes forwards challenges, and those aren't challenges.
Well, I mean, if you think about what's his name? What's the guy that went to Tottenham? Oh, geez.
Yedlin.
Yedlin?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. I'm gonna be thinking of Yedlin.
Wow.
He's
He's
the savior of American soccer. How
if
could
you
you
were talking
forget
about
him?
Yedlin, right? It's the speedboat, no driver, right, Mark? Speedboat, no driver.
I don't agree with that assessment, but
You don't have to. But
He saved the World Cup for the U.S. Duh.
Apparently, you don't need to defend it right back, is what I'm saying.
No, not really.
Akindele might be good for that.
Just throw him it right back and tell him to get forward.
Yeah, hey, do your thing, man.
Until Watson comes back. I mean, right now it's Atiba Harris, and I think Harris was brought in just as cover initially, and then as it turns out, with like Acosta being off with the U20s all the time, and with Zach Lloyd being injured, it's going to look like Harris is back there. And the problem is that when Harris was with FC Dallas up until I guess 2011, when they lost him in the expansion draft, he always played on the flanks, and he was always guilty of never coming back and defending. And so, like, yeah, naturally you put him at right back. But it's Pareja, and again, he works wonders with, like Watson. He turned Watson. Watson had his best year of soccer, I'd say, under Pareja this past year.
Yeah. And I forgot about the great Michel, like, trying to score on every corner kick.
Yes.
Just ripping free kicks from like midfield, trying to score.
He's preseason. His like free kicks were very bad in preseason. Very, very. I doubt that they'll like stay bad, but maybe that's just a product of off season or something. It takes like a few weeks for it to set in. But he and Uo, they'll do a good job in the center midfield. We don't get Henry Thomas is probably not coming back. Lord only knows what the situation there is. But then, and Michel's not getting any younger either. He's also on the wrong side of 32.
All right, so Dallas, I think they make the playoffs. I'm saying around fifth-ish. Tyler?
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. I don't ever want to play Dallas in the playoffs again. So,
the old away goal.
It still hurts. It stings so much.
I wouldn't sleep on him. I don't know, man. I have too much confidence in Pareja and his
Yeah.
ability to coach.
He's a very good manager, and I think
Yeah.
he always seems to figure it out.
I don't know, man. I have them going all the way, honestly.
Oh.
Plus a full year of Mauro Diaz back from his knee injury.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the great equalizer, right? The injuries. If you guys are healthy, I think you'll win MLS Cup, and I'll say that.
Oh.
But
Man, you're jumping the gun all over the place tonight.
hold on a minute. I'm just saying. But with injuries, who knows, man? That's the problem. Is that club for some reason has been plagued by it? Maybe because you stole my manager. I don't know.
There was a curse left in Colorado, and as he left, and I fully accept that. I'm cool with that because he came back. He is back home. If we have to deal with that, then when we eventually win it, it'll be that much nicer, right?
Yeah, there you go. Philip, you got Dallas also making the playoffs.
I have them in the 6th spot. I think it's gonna be tough, but I think they're in.
Just the West with Casey and Houston now. It's just.
Your worst nightmare is back.
Oh man! The last time I ever got to see Dallas and Houston, like I actually went to the Texas Derby. I must have been opening day 2011.
That was Jeff Cameron's goal, right?
Yeah.
The equalizer late.
I got shoved by a guy in the Texian army because I was dancing in front of him, like few beers deep.
I think I was at that game. It was like 3-3. Jeff Cameron, like his rookie season, scoring like the 92nd. It was a great game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Houston makes me very nervous. It always will though.
So nice segue. Next team in the alphabetical order. The 4-time Western Conference champion Houston Dynamo have returned to where they rightfully belong. Now we can play for that cannon again more than just once.
That's true. That is true.
If you don't know, that Dynamo and FC Dallas, a winner gets a cannon. So, and they fire it off before games. It's pretty cool.
It's a real cannon?
Oh yeah, El Capitan. It has a name too.
Man, Texas is dangerous.
Listen, we'll just fire cannons at the beginning of soccer games. For no
Look,
reason.
it would be weird if we didn't have a gun at the stadium.
Yeah, true. True. It's just one of those things. Yeah, so the Dynamo are back in the Western Conference with our friends Sporting Kansas City coming along. There's been a lot of shakeup in Houston this offseason. The only manager we've ever had, Dom Kinnear, decided to head back to San Jose. And honestly, I think a lot of Dynamo fans were kind of ready for a change. It had kind of gotten stale. Last year was only the second time that the Dynamo didn't make the playoffs in their history, and it was kind of Kinnear's way was kind of getting old. Some of the young guys hardly ever play under Kinnear. So now it's insert Owen Coyle, which threw off a whole bunch of people, I think. I mean, you had Steve Ralston and Wade Barrett under Kinnear, who were like apparently these up-and-coming assistants, and then here comes Owen Coyle. You guys, what do you guys think of Owen Coyle? I have my thoughts, but
I thought when he coached Bolton, when Holden was at Bolton, they were very good, and then that all of a sudden went, tits up very quickly.
yeah.
Tyrone Mears likes him.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's right. Well, he should, yeah.
See, Coyle played here. Coyle brought Bolton here. I want to say it was when Holden was healthy. Maybe it was when they still played at Robertson Stadium. Maybe 2011, 2010,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there. And ever since then, I guess he's wanted to come back to the beautiful state of Texas to coach. But he brought all.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it. They had just had to come back to the beautiful state of Texas in Houston.
You know this. You know it's beautiful.
He really likes the lack of city planning.
He does.
They were there. They were there in the summer, right?
Yeah, it was hot.
Haven't you
Yeah,
heard that interview with him on MLS radio or whatever it is, where he's like, "I wear shorts and a training top because I sweat like crazy." He asked if he was going to wear a suit. He chose Houston. I'm telling you, if I have a glandular problem, I'm not going to the hottest place.
He wore shorts in England, like in December.
Yeah.
He's not,
Exactly what I'm saying. He said he sweats way too much.
he's rocking shorts on the sidelines at Bolton, like on Boxing Day. He's not.
Yeah. And so he goes to the hottest place. That makes sense.
It's gonna be 97 with 98% humidity, and he's gonna be in a Speedo coaching.
The first manager getting heat stroke.
I don't think he's actually bald. I think he just shaves his head by design. It's a cooling system.
He brought in a bunch of his assistants too from back home. Wade Barrett's the only assistant that stayed, so Wade's like their only, I guess their only guy with ties to the old staff. But they also signed Kubo somehow. Don't ask me how, but Kubo will be here come July.
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
What? Houston needs a Mexican star.
You said they got him
a-
somehow. Blind draw, MLS, shady government.
Listen, Houston,
I prefer to think sack race.
Mexico just announced another friendly in Houston at the NFL stadium, which will draw another 70,000 fans. So if that doesn't tell you how badly a Mexican star needed to be on the Dynamo, that's all you really need to know about how that went down.
Yep.
So yeah, the Mexican fans are very there's a very large contingency. Liga MX I think destroys MLS, and I mean in Texas for sure, but I think in most of the country even. But yeah, Kubo, and then they brought in Raul Rodriguez from Spain to maybe finally get a decent center back since Bobby Boswell and Jeff Cameron left. They Nathan Sturgis, Chandler Hoffman, a couple of other plug-ins. Why are you making a face about Nathan Sturgis?
Nathan Sturgis. You said Nathan Sturgis. What am I supposed to have?
He's been on like 11 teams. Give him a break. He can't. The guy's living out of a suitcase. So, I mean, as much as, and I've been working on my Dynamo preview, but as much as I keep thinking they're going to make it, the West is just ridiculously tough. I mean, you're looking at a Houston team that has their starting midfield could be four guys who've played in World Cups: Ricardo Clark, Davis, Boniek, Garrido, and they might not even make the playoffs. It's a crazy West. It would be hard for me to show my face around town if I don't pick them. So I'm gonna say they make it. I'm gonna say they slide in sixth, but I'm sure most of you are gonna say they're out.
Yeah.
I think they make it. I think Owen Coyle. I just think Owen Coyle, like again, like known quantities versus unknown quantities. It might be another like neutron star explosion where like Chelis, where you get like an amazing 7 or 8 game run and then it just all falls apart. But I don't know. I just think Owen Coyle.
Breaking news here. MLS, the actual MLS soccer, the bastions of all great news about the league, have just tweeted that MLS and the players agree in principle on new CBA. So I guess.
Oh, so they've acknowledged that there was some kind of discussions.
They have acknowledged the fact that
Huge.
they have acknowledged the fact that something was going on.
Wow.
So,
Hashtag fill the bowl.
hashtag fill the bowl is going on. 60,000 plus.
That means something different in Seattle than maybe.
Right.
And in Colorado, yeah.
What about come on Seattle? Anyway.
We're too busy filling the bowl for commas.
Stop interrupting the Dynamo. Damn it. Corey was talking glowingly about them.
I do this so like
A-holes.
if things go really bad for Dallas against Houston, then I can say, well, I told everybody that it is going to happen.
See, he just wants an out. in case.
Yes.
Last time was it last year? Or, I can't remember. Last year we played in Frisco, right?
Yep.
That was
Yep.
like early in the year.
Yeah.
Andrew Driver scored, and then Blas Perez was offside
What
for
happened?
the winner.
Yes, he was, and I'm still
Blasphemy.
grateful for that lapse in judgment by the officiating.
MLS reps missed the call. What do you know?
Yeah.
Really? Wait. How
What
come I
happened to-
haven't heard about this?
What happened to Driver though? I liked him a lot actually. I thought when his first year in MLS, I thought he was very good.
I think. I mean,
It was tragic. We don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
They just don't have a place. They don't have a place for him in the midfield. I mean, Davis, Boniek, Garrido,
Yeah.
Ricardo Clark, Alex Lopez is a designated player who never plays.
There's a lot of those going. There's a lot of that going around in MLS.
Then he got traded to DC, and they cut
That's
him
right.
too. So he's not that good.
No way.
So you have Houston getting in, Dustin?
I got him getting in. You got him out.
I don't know. I'm looking at the table right now, the standings, and I'm just thinking of because I didn't plan this at all in true professional fashion. I'm trying to think of who else would get in. I can't say that RSL's going to get in. I just can't do it.
Can't.
So, although they probably will, but screw those guys. Does Vancouver get in over Houston? Nah, no way. Not in my opinion. San Jose? No. Rapids? No. So that's 3 of the 4. So you're saying Houston's going to be the 4th for people who say they don't get in? That's, I don't know. Portland? Portland going to be the 4th? I don't know. That's weird.
Philip, you got him out just because you hate Houston.
Well, that
Hold on, we all hate Houston. Hold on.
I don't want to have to play Houston in the playoff, but while I like Owen Coyle as a manager, I'm just concerned about how he's going to adapt to the MLS lifestyle.
That's the big question mark, yeah.
Because it is a different beast, just in that. So I want to see how he adjusts to it before really going out on a limb for Houston. I have him just getting out, but they are going to be in the fight for the last spot.
We're going to the promotion playoff.
Well,
Mark, you have them in, right?
Yeah, I think they make it. Just because, I mean, I think they're just, if they're not the last team in, I think they're going to be the first team out. I think that bottom 4 or 5 teams in the West is equal parts terrible and equal parts good. So
I'm gonna butt in here. Alajuelense just scored, so it's 20 minutes to go. It's
9-9 DC. They're gone.
It
I'm
deflected in.
was that your fart noise, Mark?
I'm gonna butt in too with Taylor Tolman. Taylor Tolman just put out this tweet: for those same players should have striked because of their unity. 5 minutes after CBA agreement, player reps League 2 voted no. #weak. So the union's still strong as ever.
And you see Garber's quote?
Yes. Whatever.
Yeah.
Now, what did he say? Let me in. Come on.
Jeff Carlisle tweeted the quote. He says, "This agreement will provide a platform to help build MLS into one of the great soccer leagues in the world."
He's still on that.
It's a default answer. It's no matter what happens, it's something to build MLS.
Yeah.
These players were murdered last week in a rash of killings.
They-
This is going to build the league better.
There's
build the league in
no
honor of them.
There is no fart noise sound effect, so if you could just.
He
I'm
means
all over
from,
it.
He means from his perspective. It's one of the great leagues in the world from his perspective because they're still raking in cash. Like, oh look,
even though they have been fighting free agency for just say any day until yesterday.
This afternoon, the poor players are like staying up all night trying to get this deal done.
And now,
oh look, Audi sponsorship.
Now all of a sudden, it's going to help build MLS into one of the great leagues.
We'll see how that goes.
I've had a very, very, I've had a few in-depth arguments about how they can get to that point, and I just don't. Come on, 10 years is not realistic.
No.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, there it is. Rein it in. All right.
The defending champs, LA, they've lost the greatest American soccer player to ever lace up the cleats and grace us with his presence. Landon Donovan.
But then they get the greatest English soccer player ever.
Can we just have a moment for Landon? Okay, that's good. We were gonna get him a gift, but we didn't have time.
It wasn't in the budget.
Wasn't in the budget.
I'm pretty positive the gift he got when he came to Dallas was just whatever the Hunts that like cleaned out their desk and were like, just throw it together and ship it out there. Give him something. It was like a hodgepodge of Texan.
They're like, hey, look, a Kenny Cooper bobblehead.
here's this Toha wig that we have.
Here's a Toha wig. We didn't give out enough. Yeah. So I think, I mean, Donovan's obviously out. I think Bradford Jameson is who everyone is saying is sliding in to Donovan's spot wide, and then pretty much from there they're the same. They lost Sarvis, who we forgot to mention, in Colorado.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. 32-year-old central midfielder.
another old guy for the Rapids. So they lost him.
It's exciting. I mean, it is cool that he came to us and whatever, but
got championship pedigree
because of him. So I don't feel good about that. I don't feel positive.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of LA fans were sad about seeing him go, but I think they're going to be just fine.
He's a hard worker, and I can appreciate that. So that's whatever. But
Robbie Keane's back, the MVP. Yassi's artist is back. He's probably going to score 15 goals this year.
6.5. I don't know how the half is going to happen. It just will.
Bicycle into his own net.
Yeah, probably.
Counts for a half.
I
mean, it's kind of like a broken record. What is there really to say about LA anymore? They're probably going to be there. They're probably going to have their lulls during the season. They'll get hot. They'll get up to second or third. Then they'll go on another playoff run. Does anyone even see the off chance that they might not even get the top 6?
No,
they're in. They're in.
As long as Bruce is blinking, they make the playoffs.
Well, they didn't make the playoffs, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, right? 5 years ago, maybe? I don't remember. They were down in the cellars not too long ago. It wasn't that long ago, guys.
They beat us in the Cup final 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Because then it was KC took over that mantle, so that's cool.
We got robbed. It was David Beckham's last game, so the league was like, oh, they have to let him win.
I don't know. Somebody can look up the stats, but LA they weren't the powerhouses forever. It's not like they.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2008, 2009, somewhere around there.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago, but
it was prior to Arena getting there. Really, it was when Yallop was still there. Because you remember Beckham came in when Yallop was coaching.
You might be right. Yeah.
The great Frank Yallop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they as long as they have that Anschutz money and don't give any to Houston.
They really don't. Yeah. Houston does get screwed in that relationship.
I mean, the league had to put up money for Kubo. They were like, what? We don't get him? The hell's this?
You were talking to a team that's owned by the owner of Arsenal, and you're complaining that Anschutz isn't giving you money?
Yeah.
You forgot our minority owner, Oscar De La Hoya. He's very involved.
I love that. I think that's great. I love that.
Would you say you guys have a fighting chance?
Oh!
Where's the rim shot?
I'm glad I gotta hit the button. Thank you, Mark. Hell, keep those.
Man. Yeah. So, I mean, I think everyone has LA in. There's really not much else to say about them.
You know what? I don't want them in. Does that count for something?
I mean,
yeah.
The big question is if they're going to lose to Carolina again in the Open Cup.
True.
Yeah.
How many of their guys will they send there, and then will they lose?
Man,
They're one of those.
want them to not make it, but it's hard. It's very difficult.
Just think about Steven Gerrard playing Cal FC.
That ain't happening.
Stevie G
Oh,
ain't
wow.
rolling. Stevie G ain't rolling to some podunk little high school stadium and taking on some.
Just be like, I don't play away games on grass.
I don't know. You saw Stevie G at Wimbledon. He scored those 2 goals. Maybe he's got a knack for.
That's not MLS. Yeah, you don't know.
But how would LA do in League One? That's the big question that everyone wants to argue.
I've never heard anybody make that.
Could LA beat a League One team? My call.
Could LA survive in the championship? My column coming out tomorrow. Okay.
See, those are the kinds of topics Skip Bayless should be debating on.
Skip Bayless doesn't even know soccer exists. Like, our boy Dan Shaughnessy. Listen, a quick aside. People, don't feed the trolls. Dan Shaughnessy is a boob. He says crap to get you people riled up. Don't answer him.
He's a pleasant human being.
He wants to stick needles in his eyes or whatever. To go for it. No one cares. Go keep covering baseball. That takes 4 hours to play.
I would donate money to see him put needles in his eyes.
We're starting a Kickstarter, so don't worry about.
What charity do we have to raise $100,000 for?
No, Kickstarter's too mainstream for Mark. We got to go fund me or whatever.
MLS Works. We'll give it to them.
Oh, MLS Works.
We'll give it to the Players Union. All right, so everyone's got LA in. Next, Mark's second favorite team, Portland.
They still exist?
Oh, gosh, here we go. The great Darlington Nagbe, my favorite non-Dynamo player. Hopefully he doesn't get fouled 700 times this year and he can survive.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
So much promise, but so little fulfillment from him.
The greatest thing, another great thing on Twitter, Portland fans going off about Nagbe being fouled.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Oh, don't.
I'm not even privy to that stuff, Dustin. You get all of that, which I appreciate you and applaud you for it. But
when I'm on the Twitter, like during games, it's exciting.
Didn't Ben Yatta or whatever just tweet about that a couple days ago?
Probably.
Somebody did, and I was like, is it this time again? We're starting up that engine a little bit early before games have even been played.
I'm not going to start on that because Nagbe's wife follows Total MLS, so...
Dude,
Hey.
the CBA has been completed, so now you're going to see all of that complaining. It's all about stuff like that now.
Yeah, now we can get back to the trash talk of rivals and the fake rivalry between New York and Orlando.
Or New York and New York, because that's a thing.
I will say this about Portland. If they stopped breaking their own legs, they would be a very good team, but that's happened to 2 of their best players, so...
Man, that's hurtful. Yeah, I mean, Portland was one of those teams last year that I think we were all like, oh, man, Portland. They might can win the Shield. They did so well under Porter in 2013, and then last year it just kind of all went to hell until Liam Ridgewell played
Rodney
3
Wallace.
games. Liam Ridgewell played 3
biggest-
games and made the All-Star team, so that was awesome.
It's just like that. Like, yeah. I won't even start. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, they got hit with a lot of injuries, which obviously didn't help. They run through DP strikers. I don't know who's left. Picquion, Adi,
Picquion.
all these great.
I like Adi.
Target forward DPs they have, but I mean they still have the magician of Valeri.
Isn't he still out? Like he's recovering?
He'll be out till at least May.
At least, yeah. I think that he was starting training, or not training, but just starting to run and do fitness stuff. So yeah, he's still got a couple months left. So they're gonna have to hold down the fort. Will Johnson will just is he still out too?
Yeah, he broke his leg. He should be out.
Yeah, I remember that was a gruesome injury. So
I'm so bored of Cascadia, man. I really am.
Wow.
I'm just over it. It's nothing personal. I'm over it.
Wow.
Dude, did you see that MLS now has a Shield cable on their website or on their app?
Yes.
Ooh.
You know,
Yes.
Shield.
Did you
So
not
we're
hear?
not even first. We're not even first on that, by the way.
Did you not hear that the guy that went to Tottenham last year said that the Shield was more important than MLS?
Yeah, I saw Mr. Tottenham.
That guy
And-
from
And
the guy
wasn't
that went to Tottenham.
Mid hair shave. I saw him.
wasn't like 2 years ago? What Merritt Paulson said that the Cascade Cup was the second most prestigious trophy in MLS.
I
We
mean,
just
it
need
is.
Eric Paulson says a lot of things.
Well,
Something-
yeah, but
something's in the water up here where people just say really, really, really stupid things every once in a while.
Mark, be careful. It'll get you.
My favorite. I'll tell you guys off the air. We'll get to that after the end of the show. But anyway,
Way to tease and then drop. That's nice.
go. If you'd like to know, you could send me an email.
got to pay extra.
So Portland. I mean, I think the big question mark is keeper. Who's Portland's keeper right now?
The Algerian guy,
I don't have any idea.
Kawazari or whatever.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
they bought him.
they
Yeah.
brought him in from. Algerian keepers are all the rage right now.
No, it isn't.
Ghana, not Algeria.
Ghana, that's right. Algeria. I was gonna say,
Goalie,
goalie is
Billy.
Algerian. Yeah, the Ghana keeper. Teams
A
that the
couple
U.S.
hundred pounds off.
teams that the U.S. African teams the U.S. beats in the World Cup keepers from there. The hot signings in MLS. So Portland, I got them on the outside looking in. I think they're like 7th. It's too tough.
So
Too many injuries. Their center midfield's gone. It's because Zemansky also got injured, and he's gone with an ACL.
Yeah.
Their
he
center
got-
midfield's gone.
Yeah,
Well, they
he got
still
hurt.
have the short guy Chara, but
Yeah. Until
They
he
can put
gets.
Fernandez as like the attacking mid in a 3-man center midfield, but I'm not convinced by him whatsoever.
He has a bleached blonde mohawk. For
He
God's
does.
sake, he can't be. I mean, look, Sebastian, get it together.
well, God's son Darlington Nagbe can play attacking midfield.
Wow,
True.
that's wow. Cascadia just deep. in here. God's son. Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
Too bad Zakawani's gone to fuel this rivalry some more. He's off writing books. Didn't he write a book?
Yeah, he wrote a book and he's like at every Sounders training. So
You guys have welcomed him back.
yeah, I think he's doing some TV stuff this year.
He put the Rose City red on, and he wasn't tainted.
Yeah, it's because he got so few minutes in that jersey that it didn't do anything to him.
It didn't taint him. All right, so I got Portland out. Tyler. you kinda hit on
They're
it,
out
but
for me. I don't like them at all. Screw them.
There it is. Philip, how do you feel?
I don't see any.
I like Portland, but I got them out.
Mark obviously has them getting relegated. So.
Yeah, with LA.
That's totally impossible.
Literally impossible.
No, honestly, I think Caleb Porter is a really great coach, but his 4 key players are all broken. So
He's got a. God, why can't I think of his name now? The Bayern coach, Pep. He's got Pep's number.
No, they're not friends. They're not besties, man. You don't
Pep
want
will take a piece of this. Caleb's got you. Corey, what do you say on Portland?
No, not with Valeri gone for a substantial part of the year, and Johnson, and Zemansky, and
But God's son is there, so
you're right. You're right.
God's son Nagby. That's what we call him,
you
right?
can direct those tweets at Mark. You can see his Twitter at the bottom of the his page there. So good, have fun with that. All right, next up, Real Salt Lake. Heath was here, and
Yeah,
there was apparently a hovercraft landing on his house, so he had to leave. I don't know, weird things happen in Utah sometimes, but RSL, I think they're one of those teams that every year it's like, oh, RSL, yeah, they're probably third or fourth, second, third, fourth. They're pretty much, I think, pretty much back intact. They lost their old coach, poached some of their players, Wingert, Grabavoy.
They're the Arsenal of MLS. So you guys keep saying us. No, they are. They are always in fourth.
They they lost guys to Christ took to New York City. They got Olave back. They got Borchers. They lost Borchers to Portland. Trying to think who else. They still have the great American hero Kyle Beckerman, Nick Romano, who saved the CBA.
Just like he saves everything else. It's important to note that they lost their GM and their head coach in the last 2 years.
The great Garth. Where did he go? I don't even. Some small club.
I think you could just say Garth. He's like the only one on the planet. That's kind of the great Garth. This is Garth.
Just Garth. I just want to call him Garth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like every year they lose big chunks of front office or team, and yet they're back again. I mean, ultimately, they have Ramondo, who's again another fun thing. We should start a thing like what each MLS team's fans get riled up most about on Twitter. RSL's is that Nick Ramondo's never won goalkeeper of the year. They are
and they bring it up at the beginning of the season. It's like right now. I don't even know why you're talking about it.
They're on it for like 12 months.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. He'll never win it.
He'll never win it. And then when he retires, it'll be the Nick Ramondo Goalkeeper of the Year award.
Right. He's going to be like a Dan Marino type of figure.
The irony is that, I mean, isn't he like the Leonardo DiCaprio of MLS?
Yeah.
He's the
never wins, but always up there. It's weird.
He might be the Kevin Hart just because he's so short.
Oh.
That hurts.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
So RSL.
I appreciate that.
The one guy on RSL that I have this man crush on, and I'm waiting for him to break out, is Luis Gill.
Mm-hmm.
I want this to be his year so badly, so that I don't look like a fool for loving him so much.
He's a really good player. There's nothing to hate on him about. I
think now is his chance. Grabavoy's gone. It's kind of his role to get in. Where do they play him? I think last year he was a little out of position a lot, which kind of drove the RSL fans crazy too. So now's his chance to kind of go to his natural position and actually play. Sebastian Jaime will be there all year. We'll see if he's another one of the great MLS target forward busts, or if he can actually become something.
They're playing him like a right wing or something.
Yeah, they're playing him on the wing.
Yeah, he's a
target winger. Target
winger. Yeah. I mean, Cassar, he comes from the Christ model, so they just plug guys in. RSL, I've got them fifth-ish. I think they get in, squeaking in. Tyler, your second favorite club. Where do you see them?
I'm sorry, what? You said favorite? Second what? Favorite?
Second favorite club?
No. I don't think you could even call them my 100th favorite club.
Ouch.
That's the joke, Tyler.
Oh.
Stop.
The rim shots are out.
No, I think they will make the playoffs, unfortunately. They're a good team. All jokes aside and stupidity aside, they're a good team. And they play a style of soccer that is appreciable.
Appreciable. That's all he can muster. Philip,
I don't want more than that
on RSL.
Really?
That's good. It's good. You're good.
Yeah, I have them solid fourth. They're not gonna go for first. They're not gonna risk being knocked out. So fourth is a good spot.
Breaking news: DC wins 2-1, but they lose on aggregate 6-4. Montreal Impact, the MLS Champions League only hope. Who'd have thunk it?
It's a Disney movie.
Starring Cameron Porter, played by Justin Bieber. Anyway, Mark, RSL, what do you got?
Yeah, I have them in that 5 or 4 slot and just kind of existing there for a long time.
Since Oprah is the playoff selection, it really doesn't matter, does it? I mean, we can pretty much just rule out the Rapids and that's it. Right?
We already did that.
We already did. We had them getting relegated.
I know, but I'm saying everybody else is still up for grabs, really. Except for the Rapids.
Corey, you got RSL in just to round it off.
Yes, yeah. Healthy Javier Morales means they're in.
Yeah, that guy's too good. Plata.
He's hurt, Plata.
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's recovering. Yeah, he's recovering.
That's what I was going to say. Plata can get healthy. Those two guys are fun to watch. All right, moving on from RSL, we go to maybe the other team that no one will give any credit to, San Jose. Dom Kinnear is now in charge. Back where it all started, Dom Kinnear, when we took their franchise from them, and then they were given it. Can you imagine if we had Twitter back then, like when San Jose lost their team and then got another team, and then, whew, the banter would have been flying. But,
Who claims the heritage, by the way, on that? Who claims the heritage? Is it you guys?
no, San Jose, because they have the team name. They have the 2 stars on their crest that are actually ours.
That's
If you
ridiculous.
think about it, the franchise is now in Houston. They have 2 stars and we have 2 stars, and that's just how it is. It's kind of like the Browns in the NFL. No one cares about the NFL, or the Browns, but they kept their heritage. Anyway, San Jose. I think,
but didn't the Ravens keep the heritage as well when they moved them? Like anything they've done in the past.
They did for like the first 2 or 3 years, and then it got
the Browns
reverted
kind of
back.
like got it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I don't know much about this.
So the biggest,
I think it was once when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, then they
yeah.
take the
It's like-
Browns.
we didn't really have history before. This is it.
Yeah.
So the biggest off-season acquisition for San Jose is their stadium, obviously. And judging by the pictures of it, it looks quite nice. There was an article in the San Jose paper calling it the best stadium. I think, what was it? The best stadium in North America, something like that.
Best soccer stadium.
Yeah,
Or best stadium to watch soccer in North
which got a
America.
lot of laughs. If
Yeah,
airplanes don't land on you while you're watching the game, it's literally like touching an airport. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, San Jose, I think, is one of those teams that, unfortunately, Tyler, it's kind of like Colorado. People aren't expecting much out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of hit on Wando. Lenhart is going to kick some people and do some dumb crap eventually. He lost his Bash brother, though, and Alan Gordon, so hopefully he... Oh, man.
They signed innocent Irmagar.
Oh, yeah, innocent. So they're not that innocent. Thank you. Britney Spears joke. Tally, 1.
I get it. I get jokes.
Don Garber's about to be on ESPN News, apparently, so if you want to... Someone wants to
Crank up the propaganda machine.
Apparently it's being delayed, though, as the Tulane men's basketball team is playing the juggernaut that is the University of Houston Cougars. So,
I like how they said in the tweet. He's on in between 10:15 and 10:40.
Whenever we can squeeze you in.
Yeah.
It's like when Comcast is going to show up and hook up your cable.
Yeah, we have Don Garber on the line for an interview. The ESPN people are like, "What? Who?" He's the MLS
That's the pizza guy?
You know, the soccer Don. You know.
Maybe you'll know him better as at the Soccer Don.
or the guy who yelled at Klinsman that one time.
The guy who held a press conference or a photo teleconference to yell at Klinsman. So you can see how the San Jose predictions are going. It's turned into this. No one has San Jose make the playoffs, right?
No.
No, no.
Nope,
No.
nope,
And
nope.
both MLS, because that means that the Rapids could win Supporters Cup and San Jose could win MLS Cup. Who knows?
Sure. And then you wake up.
I
So-
want to win MLS Cup. Yeah.
So moving on to a team that actually did win the Supporter Shield. What a great segue by Tyler. And someone sent on Twitter, I can't find it now, but they said that why are we doing this show? Because Seattle's obviously gonna win everything. The Seattle Sounders.
Yeah.
I think it was Mark under his.
Mark's tweeting.
He had a couple
I
of
have
accounts.
so many ghost accounts that I propagate Seattle love.
Sounders propaganda, yeah. So, Seattle close to the treble last year, the all-important treble that Seattle invented in MLS. Won the Open Cup, won the Shield, lost to your new rivals in the Western Conference Final. What are the feelings like up there? And Mark's preview is out on TotalMLS.com if you haven't read it. It's cup or bust, right?
Read it.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying. Like from the front office down to all the players and all the interviews, it's pretty much if we don't make the MLS Cup, this season would not go over well with the ever impatient Seattle Sounders fans.
The Shield and the Cup weren't good enough for you guys.
I'm not saying
Open
that,
Cup.
but that's the one trophy that we haven't invented yet. So
It's really not an official trophy until you guys win it.
yeah,
Which brings up the brilliant Sounders tweet of their empty trophy case that the Galaxy then fired back at.
Wow.
That was hashtag banter.
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think I mean, a level head looks at a Supporter Shield and a U.S. Open Cup trophy and says that's a really great thing, and of course it is. But I think that they're a very good team, and I think they should make the MLS Cup and they should win it. But this is MLS where things that should happen don't. So you never know.
Well,
Yeah.
things that could happen that MLS wants to have happen.
Like Clint Dempsey just happened to fall into Seattle.
And Michael Bradley just happened to go to Toronto.
The old allocation order. Oh wait, DP's of a certain threshold.
There will always be exceptions as long as the league is structured this way. It's just they will come up with like a new method every single the envelope method was last year with Jermaine Jones. It'll be like a two-legged sack race like the following year between owners. Held on like a rainy Tuesday or something like that.
Which is exactly why Yakety Sax is MLS theme song. It's ridiculous.
Play of the anthem.
Yep.
They do need
Stone Cops.
They do need an anthem, like the Champions League anthem when the teams walk out.
Yeah,
The
they
MLS
have it.
anthem.
They have that.
Yeah, but it's
At
kind of
least,
lame.
if nothing else, bring back more like musical acts to play the halftime of the All-Star game.
Oh, did you guys hear New York City's home opener, the great Ashanti, performing the national
Ooh.
anthem?
Ooh.
So good luck topping that, rest of the league.
The Great Ashanti. Am I in high school again? What the hell?
Apparently Brandy wasn't available.
So we're celebrating this 20-year thing, throughout the
Yeah.
year.
With people from 1995.
We had the lead singer, we had the guitarist from Pearl Jam do the national anthem at one of our
I'm all right with that though. I'm very all right with that.
Pearl Jam's always going to be.
Wait, you got to answer this hard-hitting question.
What's that?
Did they get Ja Rule to also do a part of the anthem? I mean, who's going to say murder in the back?
Can we just have an hour-long show of Tyler saying Ja Rule?
So someone sent us a tweet. You really need to break the rules and read the first comments on MLS's CBA article. So the first comment's from some guy named Ian. Thank you, MLSsoccer.com, for your outstanding coverage of the CBA negotiations. Truly a job well done. And then the the replies from there are pretty much funny. So if you want to.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Later tonight. Was that reply to the reply sarcasm? Was that reply sarcasm? Is this really just an end of string of add into the maybe string of a string of sarcasm? It goes on and on.
I like to think that the MLS website, just like during all the CBA negotiations, like if it would have been better if they just put pictures of like kittens up on the website for like a week preceding it, just to take your mind off of it. Everything.
The best part yesterday was like when the crap was hitting the fan, and people were putting out tweets about how the players weren't happy and the 10-year thing, and then MLS tweets out, Freddie Adu might sign with the Swedish club. It's like,
oh,
what?
Look over here.
He might sign with 2 Swedish clubs.
Oh yeah, 2 Swedish clubs.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
How does Freddie Adu get a menage a club?
That's why websites like Total-MLS exist. So we try to bring you the hard-hitting coverage about national anthem singers.
We read the comments, so you don't have to.
There it is. We're gonna have t-shirts soon. So we were talking about Seattle at some point. Everyone has them. Has them making the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I got Dempsey winning the Golden Boot. Just throwing it out there.
Really?
I think he's obviously gonna play on the Gold Cup team because he's the captain. But I think he just goes on some like mean tear and like deuce faces everyone and kicks people when referees aren't looking and gets no suspension and good stuff like that.
To be fair, he could probably kick people while the referee is looking at one.
True. Garber's got his microphone into the pro.
Yeah.
I know you saw that, but you didn't. Move along.
What him and Oba can do together is just unreal.
Yeah. It's a pretty decent partnership they've got up front. So.
How many goals? You didn't say. How many goals gets him the Golden Boot?
21. I'll say 21. Nobody goes crazy like BWP this year. 21.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah.
I think he definitely breaks 20. That's my lock of the year.
I bet the highest goal scorer on the Rapids has 9.5.
3.
So have to
own goals. Own goal will be the leading scorer.
Rapids high, which is sad, but true.
Own goal with 4 leads the Rapids.
Who starts in the back for Seattle? Is that like unchanged aside from like Yedlin?
No, that's actually a really interesting topic.
If you would read Mark's article.
I'm sorry, Mark. I haven't.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Maybe you've heard of this website.
One of the problems that if you ever watched Seattle last season, you noticed that all their games ended like 3-2 or 4-2 or 3-3 or something like that, and they could not stop the other team from scoring goals, so they just scored more than them. And that was because they paraded Zach Scott out at a center back position, and he basically just stood there because
the corpse of Zach Scott.
And Chad Marshall is very good, but we didn't have a pairing center back. So Brad Evans is actually going to get 6 to 8 games, the first 6 to 8 games to kind of prove himself at center back. And I think there's no reason to not think that he would do well back there. So
it's a good utility man.
Yeah. And then Tyrone Mears fills in for DeAndre, and what you lose with DeAndre's speed, you gain with Tyrone's brain, as Tyler appreciates.
A good brainy guy. Tyler loves the good brain guys.
Speedboat, no driver is not a player I want. Sorry.
Apparently all the teams are now putting out statements on the CBA. If you follow any MLS teams on Twitter, you'll see like Vancouver just put out something, Philadelphia seeing come across.
I can't wait to see what the Hunts think. They're probably rolling in their I was going to say rolling in their graves, but that's just more.
FC Dallas's Twitter account favorited a tweet of mine that was making fun of them. So
The FC Dallas Twitter folks are good peeps.
Yeah, they are. They are.
They have fun with it, which is the way to do it. They always have some funny things to say too, so we like them. All right, Seattle making it top two probably to me. Maybe a repeat Shield. We shall see. Does anyone think the Shield comes out of the East? I think is a good question.
I do. So
The West beats itself up, and someone in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what we were saying last year, but it ended up being
true.
two West teams. So
Montreal Impact Supporter Shield,
book it.
calling it Champions League winners.
No, Frank Klopas has no ability to make a team do that.
Did you see Frank Klopas air humping officials? He won.
Yes. You know what? I just changed my mind.
Frank Klopas said, "This is Frank Klopas' message to you."
That charisma there.
He will air hump his way to a supporter shield.
He will take out every fourth official in the league if he has to. All right, 2 teams left. This show is going to be an hour and a half of sweet goodness. People are going to be like turning their iTunes off because it's broken. Sporting Kansas City, the other re-entrant to the Western Conference.
Man, I totally forgot about them this time. That was crazy.
With Phillips' beautiful Kansas City Wizards jersey he's wearing over there.
Well, I keep forgetting
That is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Dom Dwyer LaRue comes back. Scoring machine. Got married, so obviously he's
He got married?
maybe you haven't heard.
Wow.
Another thing MLS soccer covered very well.
More than the CBA.
Dom Dwyer, Sidney LaRue wedding got a lot of coverage on MLSsoccer.com.
They covered Flanders' proposal more than they covered the CBA.
This is true. Unfortunately. So Philip, go ahead. You're the sporting guy. What are things looking like this year?
I am more confident about this team than I have even in years past when they won the Cup, won the Open Cup. I think last year was an anomaly. You had the World Cup. They had Champions League both in the spring and the fall. Now, I mean, they're going to have the Gold Cup, but now there's no Champions League. They can go on a cup run, and they've gotten so many players back, and now they're rumored to get Van der Vaart. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but seeing the amount that I saw, which Hyman denies, but probably somewhere around there, I kind of don't want them to do it.
Heinemann acknowledged that they talked to him, but he said the numbers were bogus.
Yeah, he confirmed. They even took Instagram video of being there. So yeah, it's common knowledge. But yeah, if that figure is anywhere close to true, I really don't want them to sign him. But I do like Namath. I don't know how exactly he's going to hook up because Peter Vermees is going to try to put both he and Dwyer on the same field. I just don't know how he's going to do it. But I think those two are going to hook up well. Bernardo Anor, love him there.
Yeah, I think that's a good signing for them. Not a lot of news about it, but
yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to get the top 2. I think that's LA and Seattle's territory, but I have them at 3rd, and I have them going on a cup run, whether it's the MLS or the Open Cup. I think they're going to get one of them. Probably the Open Cup.
Yeah, I've got them. I probably have 8 teams in the playoffs if you go back and replay this, but I think I have them in.
I was hoping to pick a team that I said wouldn't make the playoffs from the East to win the supporter shield.
Somebody's Somebody's gonna go back and listen to this and tweet me. Idiot, you had 9 teams making the playoffs. But I think
And
What?
Tyler had only 2 teams making the playoffs.
No, I don't know how many teams.
Well, give time. MLS did expand it from 10 to 12. I mean, they could expand it to 18 by
I think-
the season's done.
I
They
think
might as
that
well just make it like a league-wide actual cup at the end of the season. Just
Yeah.
cut
All
all the
20
frills. Just do it that way.
Yeah, I think I've got Kansas City like fourth-ish.
That's kind of my thing too.
I guess the Palmer Brown stuff is heating up again.
Yeah. What's different is that Heineman now has said it's an 80% chance. So
Yeah.
now there's actual credence to those rumors because it used to be just some guy in Italy just reporting out of the blue and nobody really even took it seriously. But now it's getting serious.
Yeah, so, I mean, is he starting anyway? I mean, is he, Collins gone, but they still
They
have...
got Opara. Who they get?
Danny Baba.
Yeah, Eddie Baba.
Oh,
The great Anibaba, I like to call him.
Zach Scott's corpse is better than Danny Baba, so.
Poor Zach Scott. Sorry.
And they got Luis Marin, goalkeeper. So
They've got like 17 defensive center midfielders.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They could always plug one of them into center back.
And that's why I didn't really figure Vandervaart would fit because unless they're shopping Failhaber because this is the last year of his deal, I don't know how they're gonna be able to work everybody in.
Yeah.
Just
Anybody?
like the UFC is going to fit in Xavi and whoever the hell else they got. Sure.
Because I think Nagamura is the captain, but I mean he's probably like third.
Nagamura's the captain over Beasler?
Oh no! Yeah, Beasler's captain. Nagamura's vice captain.
Yeah.
Like he's like third or fourth.
Oh, Beasler's their other center back. We forgot.
But yeah,
He only started in the World Cup.
he's not fit, so he's not gonna play.
Yeah, he needs to get fit. Jurgen's tired of his nonsense.
Yeah. that rebel.
That guy. All right. So Sporting's in, I think, across the board. Right.
Yeah,
yes.
just
Third,
barely for me, but yes.
They're third or fourth, fifth-ish. I think everyone has.
Barely. I said just barely. I'm sticking
There's a
with
barely. You have like 6 teams just barely.
Dude, you don't even know how tight this race is going to be. You don't even know.
7 teams tied with 43 points in the last weekend. All right, we're finishing this thing up. The 90-minute podcast that will never end because Tyler's girlfriend's going to attack him. Inside joke. If you're on Twitter, you'll see it. Vancouver is last.
Oh, Vancouver.
You forgot they were in the league too?
No, I knew they were in the league. I just don't care about them either.
Oh, gosh. I mean, Vancouver, I think, they're probably a consensus number 7 or 8-ish for a lot of people probably. Mark, your Cascadia friends, are they kind of like the stepbrothers of Cascadia?
They're that weird like cousin that you're not supposed to like, but you kind of do because they're in a different country. So
Go, Mark.
And they don't like Portland as much as you, so you kind of have that going.
Mark left the bathroom. Where are you now, Mark? How did you get
I
some...
turned around. See?
I don't know.
He's mixing it up. Corey turned the light on. Things are
Sorry, I'm in a witness protection program. I'm not supposed to see my face.
Oh, I mean Bob over there.
I was thinking you could get a voice disguiser.
I think Vancouver.
Mr. NBA analyst himself says that Vancouver's his dark horse pick for MLS Cup.
They had a really good defense last year.
The analyst.
Tried.
Matthew Doyle.
I thought he was our analyst or something.
There was a president of an MLS team announcing an NBA game the other night, so deal with that.
Well, it's not a real team yet, so.
We're going mainstream.
LAFC is bringing it on NBA broadcasts.
Yeah, but don't they have like 25 owners, so they're all doing fine.
True. Well, he's the president, technically,
Mm.
I guess. He used to run an NBA front office, so he knows what's going on. So Vancouver, Morales is a stud.
He's the jam.
He's like on everyone's fantasy team, I think. If you have an MLS fantasy team, you have Pedro Morales on your team. It's like him and Fabian Castillo are like the fantasy gods.
I'm just disappointed that Camilo didn't come back.
I'm just upset that they lost Rio Coker. He didn't sign up for this. He's like he had to play for Chivas. And, like,
Yeah.
what's going on? He tripped on a bike rack. Now he's in the Champions League semifinals. Deal with it. But Vancouver, I think you guys are all kind of in agreement there. Does anyone have Vancouver making it?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
No.
I think
Oh,
they have
Elaborate.
they have a really interesting squad, and I think what's
Robinson?
Robinson, yeah.
Yeah,
Robinson.
I like Robinson.
He at times, like especially in the games against Seattle, like the team he put out was clearly not as good talented wise, but his tactics just beat us in some games. So I think they signed this forward Octavio Rivero. If they have a guy who can finish the chances that Pedro Morales creates, I am the conductor of the Laba hype train. I think
Matias Laba. When he
Yeah.
first came in the league, I wanted to call him Laba and then accidentally something else. And then I found out it was Laba, so I'm happy about that. Continue.
yeah, like he is the jam. Any team that has Pa Madahu Ka, you have to respect, right?
Palm Murdercaw, yep.
Corey, your tweet is unacceptable and you're nearly being blocked.
That just popped up on my feed. I thought that you needed to see it.
Look at Corey's feed and it's
I don't
unacceptable
follow you.
behavior.
I've never seen anything like that in
Now Mark's
MLS
favorite.
fanfare or otherwise, and that's why.
He's now been blocked.
Now you guys are getting me searching on Twitter and stuff.
I thought I was already going to be blocked for my Darlington Nagby hate.
That's from all the Portland fans. Yeah, they're going to report you as spam.
They're too busy at a bike rally tonight, so.
Wow.
Are Harleys big in Portland? Am I missing something?
No, bicycles.
Oh, bicycles.
No actual bicycle.
Could you,
And they're all
Because I don't
gearless
even know your
bicycles
food.
as well.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
okay. We're going to wrap this up now, and since it's been like an hour and a half, and I have a kid to take care of, my wife's probably
Nobody's
like,
watching this anymore because we've been going on.
yes. No, there's 16 viewers currently. So,
Yes!
boom.
You 16 are amazing, and I love you.
16 people still holding on. All
Unless
right.
you're a Salt Lake.
Heroes.
No, even if you're a Salt Lake fan, I have a couple of Salt Lake fans that are.
Who's winning the West? I'm going Seattle. Tyler?
I'm going with Dallas on this one.
Philip?
Like that.
Seattle.
Mark?
Portland. No, Seattle.
All right. Corey?
My parents live in Denver, and I'm siding with Tyler, so Dallas.
That was
There you
a weird stretch.
I thought he was going to say my parents live in Denver, so I'm going with the Rapids.
Whatever.
I thought he was going to take the Rapids because his parents live in Denver.
That's what we were like, wow, sleeper.
All right, so thanks to Tyler and Philip and Mark and Corey for coming on tonight and having this ridiculously awesome show that we just put
The
on,
Ghost of Heath. Don't forget the Ghost of Heath.
and the Ghost of Heath. I managed to not turn into a slideshow tonight, which was a plus. So we're gonna have soccer games this weekend, which is awesome. So if you're out at the games and you see our people, they'll have the cool Total-MLS shirts on. No, they won't. They don't exist. But
Oh, they will.
we're gonna come up with some shirts one day, so you can you can laugh at us when you see us in public.
If
But,
any of our viewers want to make us shirts and
if anyone wants to make us a shirt,
I'll take a picture in the shirt and tweet it or something.
I'll wear the shirt if you make it.
Yeah.
it's now, Tyler, you can tell your girlfriend it's now 17 people watching it, so boom.
You might be one of those.
She just tuned in.
Yep.
So, all right.
Sure,
Thanks to everyone who watched. Enjoy the soccer this weekend because we will actually have it. We'll talk to you guys next week. We're going to actually break down games that happened, so we're happy about that. So we'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.